Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command and General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group nor any other Christian organization. Tonight's class is the Hebrew class, the Lashawan Qadash class. We're going to leave off where we left off, all right? We're gonna start where we left off. All right, so last week we left off on the verb chashab. All right, chashab. All right, chashab, which means to think. So we're going to be learning about the 100 most common verbs. Now this is a list that the Isupk has of the most common verbs being used, all right, throughout the Bible, in the 100 most common verbs that are to be used among the nation of Israel. Like every nation always has verbs and words that are most commonly used. Then there's words that you don't use as much. Like for an example, we use the word understand a lot. And when we speak, we say, do you understand? Do you understand? Because that is a most common word that's being used. But not everyone says comprehend. That's not a common word that people use all the time. These are words that we're learning because these are commonly used words throughout the scriptures, throughout the Bible, and within the nation of Israel. Now, if you are so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are God's chosen people, all right? And you are the nation of Israel, all right? If you also don't forget to put your name, city, and state. Log in. Put your name, city, and state. Like, Joe Smo from Danville, Virginia. Or, such and such from Hampton, Virginia. Whatever the case may be, don't forget to put your name, city, and state. So now, these 100 most common verbs are very important to learn, and here's why. We want to get used to speaking the language. You want to learn as many verbs as possible. I don't know if anyone speaks the Spanish language. They say the very same thing. The more of the verbs that you know, the better, and here's why. It's because you're always going to need a verb when making a sentence. Like, this is a part of sentence structure. This is a part of us building sentences and structuring sentences to the best of our ability, all right? So now we're going to have to learn as many verbs as possible. So the verb chashab, which means to think, chashab, which means to think, that is where we left off last week, all right? Now we're going to get into a new set of verbs, all right? And we're going to get as far as possible as we can. We want to go as far as possible as we can. Shalom, Yahushua, Alathan Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right, Most High in Christ. All right, and this is a very important class to learn. We don't want to take it for granted. This is our language. I say this every class too. Like, it's very important for us to learn the Lashawan Qadash. Like the prophet Nehemiah, the priest and prophet of the Lord Nehemiah in the Old Testament. His name is Nehemiah in the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So, Kahan Nehemiah, all right, in the Old Testament, he saw some Jews that did not know how to speak the language. He saw some Jews that did not know how to speak the Lashawan Qadash. And because of that, that angered him. Because that was going to take us away from our culture. And I'll explain more in a bit. So what the brother did was he took those Jews and he contended with them and he fought with them. And he literally pulled the hairs out of their head because they did not know how to say chashab. They did not know how to speak the language of their forefathers. Like, this is a part of our culture. We want to take it serious. Like, if you don't know the language of your forefathers and you don't know the language of your people, at some points in time, you are not even considered to be that people. Like, for an example, the people from China. If you don't know how to speak Mandarin and you don't know how to speak Chinese, you're not Chinese to them. Whatever language you speak is who you are. Like, if you're Chinese born in America and you don't know how to speak Chinese, they call you American. They don't call you Chinese, even though you're fully Chinese. Like, this is very important to understand. This is a part of our culture. This is a part of our nationality. And we want to make sure we know this language because this is what makes us us. Like, this is what distinguishes us from other nations of people, having a language of our own. Like when we speak this language, people are going to know those are Israelites. Those are Jews. That's who they are. Well, this is the very same concept that we want when it comes to learning this language. We want to make sure people know who we are. We're the Israelites. And we know how to speak this language. You understand? We can't be out here talking about, I'm Israel this, Yasha Allah this, Yasha Allah that. But we can't even structure a sentence in Hebrew. At the minimum. When I mean structure a sentence, it can be anything. You know what I'm saying? We want to come to class and we got to take this serious. So now, if you guys have any questions as well, do not forget to put it into the live chat and we're going to get started, all right? All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So we left off on the verb chashab, which means to think. All right, chashab, which means to think. All right. Chashab, which means to think. I'm going to go ahead and continue. We're going to try to go as far as possible today and get as many verbs as we can. Of course, remember, you're going to have to study on your own time too. All right? This is not something you can just, figure out just coming to class every Friday. You're going to have to practice this on your own time as well. All right? You're going to have to practice this on your own time as well. The Lord says in the Bible, rehearse the righteous acts. This is a part of the righteous acts. Learning what your language is. Learning your language. All right? So what we're going to get now is the next verb we're going to get after kashab. We're going to get tama'ah. All right? We're going to get tama'ah. Does anybody know what tama'ah means? If anybody wants to give it a guess, anybody know what tama'ah means? Anybody want to give it a guess? What does tama'ah mean? Ta-ma-ah. Anybody know what it means? If anybody want to give it a shot, I'm going to give it to y'all. Of course, y'all can still put it into the chat if y'all want to. To be unclean. Alright? So you have tama'ah. Tama'ah means to be unclean. Alright, you have tama'ah. Let me get my teaching stick. Alright, you have tama'ah. So this is your ta, this is your ma, this is your ah in the Paleo, this is your ta, this is your ma, this is your ah in the Assyrian. You put it together, it's tama'ah. Tama'ah means to be unclean. So now, if you want to say, I'm unclean or I'm this and I'm that, you can say tama'ah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's not clean. If you want to say something is not clean, you can say tama'ah because it means to be unclean. You don't have to say, well, I don't know if y'all know the verb for to be clean. All right? Tahar. Tahar is the verb, is to be clean. Tahar. All right? So tahar is to be clean. Tama'ah is to be unclean. Tahar is not so much a common verb throughout the scriptures as much as tama'ah, because in the scriptures throughout the Bible, to say someone is unclean and to be unclean is very commonly used throughout Israelite culture. That's why it's the 100 most common verbs. All right, to be clean isn't as much as it's not popular to say. So you wouldn't say la'at tahar, which means not clean. You could just say tama'ah, which means to be unclean, if that makes sense to everybody. All right, so tama'ah means to be unclean. So if you want to say, hey, they're unclean, you be like, hey man, they tama'ah. Or you can be like, Adawam tama'ah, Edom is unclean. Like you can easily put this into a sentence. Be like, oh, I'm unclean, tama'ah, I need to go clean up. It just means to be unclean. What I do is I take 4 verbs a day out of the list, and I make sure I take 4 verbs out of the most common verb list, and I repeat them over and over and over again to the point of memorization. All right, and then I move on to the next 4. So I know, because I want to know this by heart. I want to make sure I can just say every verb by heart, just like off the top of my head, as if I've been speaking this language for years. So that's another method that you can use in order to learn this language, to zakar the language. Anybody know what zakar means? It means to remember. To remember this language, to remember these words, is zakar. Zakar. But this is tama'ah, meaning to be unclean. Alright? Let's get the next word. Tama'ah, to be unclean. Tama'ah. Alright, tama'ah. This might be a better marker. The next one we got is yadai. Anybody know what yadai means? Anybody want to give it a shot? What does yadai mean? The next verb is yadai. Anybody know what yadai means? Y'all can put it into the live chat if y'all do know what yadai means. Anybody want to guess what yadai means? What does yadai mean? Y'all can still put it into the live chat if y'all know. If y'all don't know, it's all right. I'm still going to give it to y'all. But I just want to see who will know. Yadai, that's funny. Who would know, right? So like I'm only laughing because yadai means to know. All right? Yadai means to know. That's why I laughed. Salaki, that wasn't purposely done. All right, Salaki. But I just wanted to see who would know. But yadai means to know. That's the verb yadai. All right, yadai means to know. All right, yadai means to know. So this is your ya, this is your da, this is your I. Within the paleo, this is your ya, this is your da, this is your I, and the. Hey, yo, you all right? What's going on?
He drank too fast.
Yeah, relax. So you have your ya, you have your da, and then you have your I, which is your die. All right, it's your die. Ya die. Ya die, meaning to know. So if you want to say to know something, and you want to know something, you would say, well, I want to ya die. You know what I'm saying? Or, I know, meaning you could say I ya die. Like, this is how I also learned the language. This is how I study the Hebrew as well. I try to add as many Hebrew words while I'm speaking English at the same time. Does that kind of make sense? I do like you know how some people say Spanglish because you're mixing English with Spanish? Well, I'm doing some Hinglish or some Engbrew, whatever you want to call it, some Engbrew. And here's why. Because I want to get used to saying these words, and I want to get used to hearing the pronunciations of these words, because the more I know them, the better. All right? So, just add them into your everyday speech when talking to other brothers and sisters in the truth. Like, hey, okay, I you die. Hey, what does you die mean? Meaning I know. And just don't stop there. Keep saying that word to them, so when they hear it, it's almost like they automatically translated it like, okay, so she knows or he knows or whatever the case may be. Like, this is what I do with the brothers. I always say a new word, and I'm teaching them while I'm also teaching myself. Like, this is a part of brotherhood. we're learning this language together as a people. You understand? You may have brothers and sisters that are really good in Hebrew. Then you may have some brothers and sisters that may not be as good in Hebrew. But at the end of the day, we were both separated from this language. And we were all separated from our culture. So we're learning this together. All right? This is how we teach each other. All right? There's brotherhood within learning the Lashawan Qadash. All right? Don't forget it. So you have your die. All right? You have your die. All right? You have your die. Baba Kwasha. I want to know, can I have sad? Okay, Salaki, I want to make sure I understand the question. Are you asking me, you want to know how to say, can I? All right, can I and can I have? Is that what you want to say in Hebrew? Sad and bad. All right, sad and bad. All right, are those the two words as well that you want to know in the Hebrew? Let me know. I just want to make sure. So, Akwa, you said you want to know, sir, I want to know, can I and can I have sad and bad? Okay, so I just want to clarify. One, can I? Two, can I have? All right, sad. All right, bad. Okay, so you want to know those three. Okay. Okay. I can get those for you. That's not a problem. So so 1 and 2, okay, 1 and 2 are the same. Okay, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are the same. All right. Okay. Do you know how, okay, if you want to have something, right? Can I have, right? You ask, can I have? Why are you asking, can I have? So I want to break it down for you to get you to understand something. When you want to have something, give me another word for have. Can I have this? Can I have this? All right, can I have? So let me know. Can I and can I have? I want you guys, well, it's like you specifically, the Akwak that asked the question, what is another way to say can I have? Own it. Okay, you don't own it until you get it. Why do you want to have it? Like, what's another word to have something? I don't want to give it to you, but for time's sake I may have to, but I'll give you one more shot. When you say, can I have this? Why are you asking the person, can I have it? Because you blank it. Because, okay, Most High in Christ, okay, because you want it, all right, because you want it, right, want it to use, right, okay, what you want to do is, so, to give you the first one, you have the words, this, okay, to can, is, okay, the word can means to have the ability to. All right, so I'm going to answer your first, for your first question is, can I? All right, can I? All right, can I? Because you're asking a question. All right. You would say the verb for can is yakal. All right, yakal. For time's sake. Yeah. Okay, for time's sake, I'm gonna just write it out in the English. So I want to get through the verbs too as well. So yakal, you have yakal. Y-A-K-A-L, meaning able, can. So can meaning the ability to do, or the ability to have, the ability to want something, whatever the case may be. So you would use yakal. So you want to say can I, you would say yakal whatever you want. Yakal the car. Okay, can I have the car? All right. That have is implied. You don't have to say the have. All right. There is no word for have in the Hebrew, but there is a word for want. All right, and that's a verb too. All right, which is rataza. All right, rataza. Rataza. All right, rataza, meaning to want. So yakal, the word yakal is to be able to, or can. Rataza is to want. So if you want something, you would say rataza. If you want to say yakal, if you want to say can I, right, you would say yakal. So if you want something, you can say rataza, rataza the car. I want the car. But you would put that sentence within a question form. Like, like you would make it sound like a question and not so much of a demand when you use the word rataza. She's like, rataza the car. Then now they know, oh, okay, she wants the car. You kind of see why I switched my tone, because I'm asking a question at this point. It's because I'm not using a word that is normally used as a question. I'm just using the word want, rataza. So I would have to make that sentence sound like a question. Rataza the car? Okay, she wants the car. If I say rataza the car, that sounds more so of a statement, right? Makes sense? Most High in Christ, calm. Okay, then, of course, same thing. You can say your call. Able or can, you would say, your call the water bottle, right? So you can just say your call the water bottle. Of course, if anyone knows Hebrew, I would translate as, okay, she's asking, can she have, or can he have the water bottle, whatever the case may be, and I hand you the water bottle. All right, so these are the two words you want for 1 and 2, yakal and rataza. Yakal and rataza. Rataza. Yakal and rataza. All right. All right. Now you also wanted za'ip, which is sad. All right. You wanted za'ip, I believe. Right. Okay. You want to know sad and bad. Okay. I'm gonna get that for you. All right. Put this into your notes. Yakal and rataza. All right. All right. So you have za'ip, I'm gonna write it in English. Alright, so next you have is Za'ip. You have Za'ip as sad. Alright, and then you have Rai as evil. You just say Rai. Right, this is Rai. Don't say Ra'ai, just say Rai. It's really just Rai. Alright, and the reason why it's just Rai, alright, because if you put this together, right, Rai, so if you just say Rai right here, this is pronounced this pronounced as an I. This part right here just gets pronounced as an I. Alright. Alright, so lucky about that. Alright. So remember, Za'ip is sad, Rai is evil or bad. Alright? So if you want to say I'm sad, you would say Za'ip, I'm sad. If you want to say Rai, you would say, or that's bad, you would say evil or bad, you would say Rai. Alright? Okay, next question is, okay, one more thing I want to know is what, when, and where. Alright, no sweat. What, when, and where? What, when, and where? Those are good questions. All right. So what, when, and where? Let's get it for the Aqua. Now these are questions. All right. These are questions. I'm just writing it in the English for now, for time's sake. Yeah, ma, which is what? Ma, ya. And you have ayah. So you have ma, mafia, and then you have ayah, which is where. All right. So you have ma, which is what, mafia, which is when, ayah, which is where. All right. What is ma? When is mafia? Mafia. Where is ayah? All right. Anything else, Aqua? All right. So you have ma, which is what, mafia, which is when, and then ayah, which is where. These are your main three questions. All right. All right. And just for a bonus. All right. You didn't ask this question, but I guess I should add this one in here, just because it's part of the main four. Maya, which is who? All right. All right. I want you guys to copy that into your notes. I'm gonna leave that up there for a little bit. Con, princess.
Noah and Josiah are playing with the lights.
That's what. For water.
And the ball.
Keep them from the light.
He won't stop.
Hajizan, Aidalan, Bobo Kushat, Rashad, take a seat. I want you guys to put this into your notes. And here's the reason why I want you guys to put this into your notes. These are your main 4 questions being asked. Alright? This is your ma, which means what or how. Alright? Depending on how you use the word ma, it can mean what or how. Alright? Mafia, which is when. Ayah, which is where. Maya, which is who. So you want to say, where are you? You would just say ayah. You would say ayatha, where are you? If you want to say when, if someone says meet me here, right, and you're going to ask, well, what time or when, you would say mafia, meaning when. If you want to be like, well, who's talking? Who is that? You would say maya, who? Like, these are your main 4 questions that you would ask. All right, of course 5 in total, but ma, what and how is under the word ma. It can mean the same thing. All right. Everybody understand? Khan or la'ah? Everybody get it? Okay, Most High in Christ. That concludes the questions. All right, Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Make sure you guys put this into your notes. Don't forget to put this into your notes. You're going to want to know these 4 questions. All right. Most High in Christ. Okay, Most High in Christ. Make sure you guys put this into your notes. Most High in Christ. All right. Okay. So we left off on the verb yadai, meaning to know. All right, yadai, meaning to know. Next we're going to get is yalad. Anybody know? Does anybody know what yalad means? Y'all can put into the live chat, but give me a guess what yalad means. What does yalad mean? What does yalad mean? Hey. Yalad, sit down. Sit down. Baba Kushab, take a seat. The water. What does yalad mean? Anybody want to give it a guess? What does yalad mean? Salaki. What does yalad mean? Anybody want to give it a guess? What does yalad mean? You guys can put it to the live chat if y'all want to, but I'm going to give it to y'all. Yalad meaning to bring forth. So yalad, the verb yalad, you have, this is your ya. Let me get my little pointer stick. Oh, that was close, Aqua. That was close. All right. Okay, you're thinking of the word yad. All right, you're thinking of the word yad, Y-A-D, yad. All right, which is hand. You were close. You were real close. I like that. You were real close. So yad is the word for hand. All right, yad. This is yalad. All right, this is yalad, which means verb form. For a verb, it means to bring forth. To bring forth. Yalad, meaning to bring forth. This is your ya, this is your la, this is your da in the paleo. This is your ya, this is your la, this is your da in the Syrian. You put it together, it's yalad, meaning to bring forth. Now this is a verb, right? The yalad is a verb here. But now to also add yalad, a warrior. You all right? All right. No sweat. No sweat. I understand. All right. So yalad, right? So yalad, right? This is the verb yalad, but you also have the noun yalad. Yalad can also mean children, right? Yalad can also mean children. That's why the verb is mean to bring forth, because you would use this as a woman bringing forth children. Everybody understand? So yalad meaning to bring forth children, to bring forth. Yalad is mostly used to, in a sense of a woman giving birth to children. That's why the noun yalad means children. Everybody understand? All right, so yalad. Like when I say children, I would say yalad yum, meaning children. If I want to say yalad, I would be saying child or boy. If I say yalada, I'm saying girl, right? A girl child, yalada, girl, yalad, boy or child, yalad, right? Yalad yum, children. The verb yalad, to bring forth. So if you want to say, oh, she brought forth 2 children, you would say, well, she yalad 2 children. I would understand that you're saying, well, she brought forth 2 children, meaning she has 2 kids. Everybody get that? Does everybody understand that concept? Yalad meaning to bring forth. So yalad meaning to bring forth, all right, as in children. Yalad, all right, most on the Christ. Yalad, to bring forth children. The next verb we're going to get is yalak. All right, yalak. Yalak. Does anybody know what yalak means? Y-A-L-A-K. Yalak. Anybody know what yalak means? Anybody know what yalak means? Yalak. Yalak. Anybody know what yalak means? Yalak. Y-A. I'm running out here. Yalak. Y-A-L-A-K. Yalak. I'm going to give you what it means. It means 2 things. All right, it does mean 2 things. But I'm gonna make it real simple. All right, so yalak. Yalak means to walk or to go. All right, yalak meaning to walk or to go. This is your ya, this is your la, this is your ka. All right, in the Paleo, this is your ya, this is your la, this is your ka. In the Syrian, which is yalak. I want you guys to pay very close attention here. Pay very close attention here. I want to break this down to you. So yalak means to walk or to go. There's another word on this list. There's another verb or word on this list, on the 100 most common verb list, and it's called halak. We already went over it. All right, two classes. I want to say it was last week's class. All right, if not the week before that, we went over halak. All right, we went over the verb halak. Halak also means to walk. All right, on the list, yalak will also say to walk. All right, but now, if you study the verb, if you're into the Hebrew, all right, you're going to see the verb yalak a lot as well. It is not really used in the tense of to walk. To walk is mostly used for to go. All right, you would use yalak in most cases to say to go somewhere, and you would use halak in more so cases to walk somewhere. All right, does that make sense? So yalak really means to go. You can use yalak for both, right? So if you want to say I'm walking somewhere, you can definitely say yalak. If you're trying to say I'm trying to go somewhere, you can say yalak. But halak just means to walk. You can't use it for to go. Now, does that make sense to everybody? Making sure that makes sense to everybody. So yalak is mostly used for to go. Halak is to walk. You can use yalak to walk as well, but it's not commonly used for to walk. I would use it mostly for to go. All right. So we can tell the difference between the two. It will help us move forward at a better pace. Yalak meaning to go, halak meaning to walk. All right. So yalak meaning to go. So if you want to go to the store, which is ma'irav. So store in the Hebrew is ma'irav. If you want to say I want to go to the store, you would say, I yalak to the store. All right. Or I'm going to the store. I yalak to the store. I'm going home. I'm yalak home. Of course, I'm just using that in the case words. Sit down. Now you guys know better than that. Let's not do that again. Do I make myself clear? The water. So now, all right. So now you have yalak. You would want to say, yalak to the store, yalak to the room. You just want to get used to saying it, all right? Of course, eventually, we will get used to structuring sentences with these verbs, all right? We'll get into verb conjugations, meaning we will properly conjugate these words to actually make a sentence. That's when we will get into the present tense, or the past tense, and the future tense, and all of these tenses. All right? All right, so yalak meaning to go. Does everybody understand that concept though? Yalak and halak. You guys understand the difference? Let me know if y'all do not. I'm sure y'all do. But let's get to the next word. All right. Yalak meaning to go. Yalak meaning to go. Anya yawalak lamamata. Right, I'm going to bed. Anya yawalak lamairab. I'm going to the store. Anya yawalak la yashan. I'm going to sleep. All right. You would use yalak. All right. Anya bayan. Most High in Christ. Anya bayan. I like that. Most High in Christ. Someone understands. Most High in Christ. All right. All right. Next we're going to get is Yataza. Right, Yataza. The pelvic side. Yataza. Yataza. Alright, Yataza. Alright, Yataza.
Yataza.
Yataza. Alright, Yataza, meaning to go out. Yataza, meaning to go out. Now you see that double A, right? The reason why that A is there, just to let you know that there was an A there. But that ha sound gets cut off and the A just remains, but it's pronounced Yataza, as if it's not there. Alright, I just wanted to put that there to let you know that there is an extra A there, but technically you don't pronounce it with a double A. You just pronounce it as Yataza. Alright, Yataza. This is your Ya, your Taza, your Ah in the Paleo, your Ya, your Taza, and your Ah in the Assyrian. Put together, Yataza meaning to go out. Yataza. Yataza meaning to go out. So if you're trying to go out somewhere, you would say Yataza. Alright, if you want to go out somewhere, you would say Yataza. Alright, Yataza meaning to go out. Yataza meaning to go out. So you have Yataza meaning to go out. Yataza meaning to go out. Alright, so you want to say I'm going out somewhere, you would say Yataza. Alright, Yataza. Alright. I want to go out, or you would say want to go out, but Yataza meaning to go out. Alright, so if you're going out somewhere, to go out somewhere, you can use the word Yataza. Alright, now to go out is more so along the lines of like going outside. Going outside somewhere is when you would use the word Yataza. Does that make sense? Alright, Yataza is more so like you're going outside. Alright, it's not like you're going out, you're just going outside somewhere. You would use the word Yataza. Alright. Of course, if you're trying to go, okay, Anya Rataza Yataza. Okay. Okay. Yes, you can. Okay, if you want to say Anya Rataza Yataza, yes, you can say something like that because you want to say I want to go out. So that would be very that's a good sentence. Words. Everyone, Yeshabu. Now, everyone sit. That's going to be enough. Do I make myself clear? Shariah. Do I make myself clear? Now, so Anya Rataza Rataza. Alright, Yataza, Salakia. Anya Rataza Yataza. Yes, that is approved. You can most definitely say something like that. Eventually, if you stay in class, you will learn how to conjugate those verbs there. You would actually, to teach you real quick, Now, rataza would be the one that gets conjugated, and that yataza stays the same. But anya, rataza, yataza is definitely good for now. So anya, rataza, yataza, I want to go out. All right. Yes. All right. That is an approved sentence. Now, Salaki, when I say that is an approved sentence, I'm talking about the sentence. Don't say, well, Priest Officer Thousand Rashamath said I can go out, so I can go out tonight. That's not what I said. All right, that's not what I said. So Salaki. All right, it's not what I said, but that is an approved sentence. All right, yataza meaning to go out. All right, I want to go out. Anya rataza yataza meaning I want to go out. Anya rataza yataza. All right. Let's get it. Next we're going to get is yara. Yara. Let's get yara. Why am I keep putting this there in there? Yara. Yara. All right, yara. All right, so you have yara. All right, yara. Yara meaning to fear. Once again, you see that that A right there? It's just letting you know there was an there, but it's pronounced yara as if that A is not there. All right, but it is spelled with an So don't forget when you're writing this, do not forget to put the ra. All right, do not forget to put the so like the Right, but it's pronounced yara. All right, yara. Yara meaning to fear. This is your ya, this is your ra, this is your In the paleo, this is your ya, this is your ya, this is your ra, this is your all right. In the Assyrian, you put it together, it's your ra, meaning to fear. So if you want to say, I fear something, or I'm fearing something, or this is something to fear as a verb, you would use the word yara. Right, yara meaning to fear, meaning he fears this. You would say he yara. All right, he yara monsters, or he yara effeminate men, or whatever the case may be, whatever it is. Yara meaning to fear. All right, yara meaning to fear. All right, yara meaning to fear. Yara meaning to fear. Right, yara meaning to fear. All right, let's get the next one. Yara meaning to fear. The next verb is yarad. Yarad. All right, yarad. Yerad. 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 Yerad meaning to go down. Yerad meaning to go down. Yerad, to go down. Yerad meaning to go down. Alright, go down. So go down. So this is your Ya, this is your Ra, this is your Da. In the Paleo, this is your Ya, this is your Ra, this is your Da. Alright. In the Assyrian, pronounce, you put it together, Yerad. Yerad, meaning to go down. Yerad, to go down. So you want to go down somewhere, you would say Yerad. You would use the word Yerad. So if you want to go down somewhere, going down the steps, going down wherever the hell it may be, you would use Yerad, meaning to go down. Yerad, meaning to go down. Alright, Yerad, meaning to go down. Alright, Yerad, meaning to go down. Alright, I want to go down the steps. I would say Yerad steps. Alright, I would literally say Yerad steps. Because Yerad literally means to go down. And I would say the steps. Yerad the steps. Meaning I want to go down the steps. Alright, so Yerad. Yerad meaning to go down. Alright. Yerad. Meaning to go down. Yerad. Alright. Next word. Next verb. Right, the next verb we're going to get. And I want someone to guess what this verb means. Alright, I want someone to guess what this next verb means. Alright? And if anyone may know this, well, I want to see who knows. Alright, I want to see who knows. The next verb we got is Yerash. Yerash. Alright, Yerash. Anybody know what Yerash means? Yerash. The next verb we got is Yerash. Why? I mixed the Paleo and the Assyrian. Salakia. Conway. You alright? Yerash. Anybody know what Yerash means? I want to see if y'all know what Yerash means. I'm not gonna put it down on the board yet. All right. What does Yerash mean? Yerash. All right. Yerash. What does Yerash mean? If y'all don't know, by the way, all right. If you guys don't know, the reason why I want you guys to guess, right, because this is a part of my name. All right. If you guys don't know, I'm priest in the office of 1,000 Yerashimah. Alright? Alright? So what does Yerash mean? If y'all don't know what Yerash means, then man, I'm not a memorable teacher. This is a part of my name. Yerashimah, right? But Yerash. What does Yerash mean? Does anybody know? It's alright if y'all don't. I'm going to give it to y'all though. Yerash. What does Yerash mean? I don't know if y'all want to guess. I'll give it to y'all. Yerash. Yerash meaning to inherit. Yarash means to inherit. So the verb yarash means to inherit something. So if you want to inherit something, you would say the verb yarash. All right? You would say yarash. I want that for an inheritance. You would say yarash. I inherited that. I inherited that car. You would say I yarash that car. If you want to say I inherited that chair, you would say I yarash that chair. All right, so yarash meaning to inherit. All right, yarash meaning to inherit. Now, my full name is Yarash Amath, which means he inherited the truth. That's what my name means. Yarash Amath, he inherited the truth. All right, that's why you have, so Yarash meaning inherit. So Yarash Amath means he inherited the truth. So if I say, if you want to say he inherited the truth, you could say Yarash Amath. He inherited the truth, or something or someone inherited the truth. Yarash Amath. In our language, our names stem from actual words that are spoken in the Hebrew. All right? I don't know if you guys may have not known that, but some of our names are actual names that stem from words in the Hebrew. And that's normal. That's very normal. All right? That's very normal. Like if you wanted to name your son Debar Ya'ala, that stems from the word Debar. All right? Yarash Amath, that stems from the words Yarash and Amath, meaning inherit and truth. But he inherited the truth. Yarash Amath. Well, this is not Yarash Amath, but just for an example. So Yarash meaning to inherit. All right? Yarash means to inherit Most High in Christ. The Wada Waf Khan. So Yarash meaning to inherit. Yarash meaning to inherit. To inherit. All right, let's get the next one. All right. So Yarash meaning to inherit. All right. So next we have the verb yashab. 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 Meaning to settle. All right, Yashab. Yashab meaning to settle. All right, Yashab meaning to settle. All right. So this is your Ya, your Shah, and your Ba. In the Paleo, this is your Ya, your Shah, and your Ba in the Assyrian. You put it together, Yashab. Yashab meaning to settle. So what does it mean to settle? Meaning you're settling somewhere. You're gonna settle this matter, or you're gonna settle here, like you're gonna stay here, like you're settling yourself here, or you're setting something down here, like you're setting something. All right? Not so much settling a matter, but yashab can be used in that context too. But in most cases, it means like you're setting something in place. All right? Settling, to settle. Meaning you're setting something in place, or you're settling here, as in you're staying there. Yashab. All right? Yashab, meaning to settle. Yashab, meaning to settle. All right, Yashab, meaning to settle. Yashab, meaning to settle. All right. Let's get it. Yashab, meaning to settle. Yashab meaning to settle. The next verb we're going to get is yashai. Yashai. All right, yashai. Yashai. Yashai, meaning to rescue. Yashai, meaning to rescue. All right, Yashai. It's pronounced Yashai. All right, Yashai, meaning to rescue. All right. Anybody know? Y'all might know this actually. Maybe I may know. Okay, so you have Yashai. This is your ya. This is your sha. This is your I. All right. In the paleo, this is your ya. This is your sha. This is your I. You put it together. Yashai, meaning to rescue. All right. Yashai, meaning to rescue. Now I'm gonna write it a different way, so it'll be easier for the I. All right, to understand, but easier for the. All right. Yashai. Now, my question is, can anyone online, if Yashai means to rescue, right? So Yashai means to rescue. What does this remind you of? I'll accept two answers. What does Yashai remind you of? I'll accept two answers. I want to dig real deep in this Hebrew. What does Yashai remind you of? Yashai meaning to rescue. So the verb Yashai means to rescue. What does Yashai sound like? What does Yashai remind you of? Yashai. Anybody? Anybody online? What does Yashai remind you of?
Daddy.
Kind of word. Okay, to save. Okay, Aqua, I'm with you. What do you mean by to save? Maybe this will help you to save. Okay, so to rescue and to save, that's pretty much saying the same thing. All right, I'm with you on that, sis. Aqua, that's the wild. Well, what does your shy remind you of? I want you to think about it. Yeah, maybe I'll give y'all a hint. I'll give y'all a hint.
Everybody sit down. Or take a nap. Or lay down. Take a nap.
What about now? What does your shy remind you of?
Take a nap. Both of you. Lay down. Just stop. Lay down. Take a nap.
Now, anybody want to give it a shot? What does your shy, Most High in Christ? Give the aqua for hand. Yahweh shy. Give the aqua for hand. Yahweh shy. All right, Yahweh shy. All right. This is where, now there's a verb as well within the Lord, within Christ's name, which is Yahweh shy. Yahweh shy, right? Yahweh shy is how you would say deliver. Hawashai is the verb for deliver. Yahawashai meaning he delivers to deliver. Right? That's Christ's name, Yahawashai. Alright? So you have Yashai meaning to rescue, Hawashai meaning to deliver. Now Yashai, alright? So now you have Yashai, right? This is where Yahawashai's name comes from, to deliver. Yashai, to rescue. That comes from, let's see, Isaiah, which is Yeshaya. Yeshaya in the Hebrew, Yeshaya, meaning to rescue, to save, same premise. These two words, these two verbs almost mean the same. They have the same meaning. Okay, they mean the same thing, but they're different. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, if I say to rescue and to save, I'm saying the same thing, but differently. All right? Sometimes these words can be interchangeable. But this is where Yahawashai's name comes from. This is where Isaiah's name comes from. Isaiah as in Yeshaya, Hawashai as in Yahawashai. All right? All right.
Josiah. No. Lay down. Lay down. There you go. Don't touch. No. Don't touch it.
Anybody know what next word we got is Kawan. Kawan. Anybody know what Kawan means? Maybe y'all may have heard this maybe a few times. Kawan. Kawan. I just don't like that. Salaki. I don't like how I do that car there in that Syrian. Kawan. Kawan. You have the word kawan, which means to be ready. Fixed or to be ready. All right, fixed or to be ready, which is kawan. Kawan. So this is your ka, this is your wa, this is your na. All right. In the Paleo, this is your ka, this is your wa, this is your na. In the Assyrian, you put it together. All right, which is kawan. Right, kawan meaning to be fixed or to be ready. Kawan, Most High in Christ says, you heard it before. Kawan. So if you want to say I'm ready or to be ready, you would use the word kawan. That word fixed isn't as if like you're fixing something. It's more so fixed meaning to be ready. That's why I put to be ready there. Because that's what kawan means to be ready. Alright, so kawan, be ready. So if you are kawan to speak Hebrew, that means you are ready to speak Hebrew. If you are kawan to be married, then you are ready to be married. If you are kawan to leave the house, meaning you are ready to leave the house. If you are kawan to work out, that means you are ready to work out. You guys pretty much. Kawan. Alright, kawan meaning to be ready. Alright, let's get the next one on the board. Kawan, to be ready. Alright. Let's get the next one. Kawan meaning to be ready. To be ready. Kawan. That's a strong name right there, Kawan. Like Officer Kawan Palak. Kawan, meaning to be ready. Alright. The next verb we got is kala. Kala. Kala, meaning to finish. Kala, meaning to finish. Kala. Alright, kala, meaning to finish. Kala ya Allah. That sounds pretty good. Kala. Kala ya Allah. Finisher of the Lord. Or the Lord has finished. I like that. The Lord has finished. Kala ya Allah. How do y'all think about that? Kala ya Allah. The Lord has finished. Sounds like a good name, right? Kala. Alright, Kala. We have Kala. This is your ka, this is your la, this is your ha. In the Paleo, this is your ka, this is your la, this is your ha. In the Assyrian, put together Kala. Kala. Kala meaning to finish. Kala. Kala meaning to finish. Kala meaning to finish. Alright, Kala. Alright, kala. So if you want to say I'm finished, you would say I'm kala. Meaning I'm finished. Alright, kala. Kalai, kala, meaning to finish. Alright, kala. Alright, kala, meaning to finish. Alright, kala, meaning to finish. Alright, kala. Alright. Kala ya Allah. I might have to name one of my sons that. I already got. Nah, Salaki. I got 3 already. Raising them on my own, I don't know. Another one? Nah. I think I'm gonna stick doing the Lord's work. No sweat. Alright, kala, meaning to finish. Kala, meaning to finish. Alright, kala, meaning to finish. Alright, kala, meaning to finish. Kala, meaning to finish. Now let's get the next one is kasa. Alright, kasa. I like this one, kasa. 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 Right, kasa. Kasa. Meaning to conceal. Kasa. So kasa meaning to conceal. Kasa. Kasa meaning to conceal. This is your ka, this is your sa, this is your ha. This is your ka, this is your sa, this is your ha. You put it together, kasa. Kasa meaning to conceal. So kasa meaning to conceal, meaning to be hidden, right? Like I want my wife to kasa, right? I want my wife to be concealed. Alright? I want to conceal my weapon. You would say, I want to kasa my weapon. I want to kasa my family. I want to conceal my family. I want to kasa my wife. I want to conceal my wife. Like this is how you would say it in the Hebrew. Kasa, to conceal. Kasa, to conceal. Kasa. Remember, it's a sa, not a sha. Kasa. Kasa. Alright, kasa. Meaning to conceal. Kasa. Alright, kasa. Meaning to conceal. Kasa. Alright, Kasa, meaning to conceal. Alright, Kasa, meaning to conceal. Alright. Next we're going to get is Kara. Kara. Right, Kara. All right, Kara. 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 All right, Kara. Kara, meaning to cut. Kara, meaning to cut. All right, Kara, meaning to cut. This is your ka, this is your ra, this is your tha. This is your ka, this is your ra, this is your tha. Kara, meaning to cut. Kara, meaning to cut. Kara, kara, meaning to cut. So if I want to cut you, I would say kara. If I want to cut some meat, I would say kara. I kara the meat. I cut the meat. I kara you off. I cut you off. I kara that arm. I cut that arm. I cut myself. I kara myself. Like this is how, like you wanna try to add the Hebrew into your everyday speech. All right, you want to add the Hebrew to your everyday speech. Kara, kara meaning to cut. Kara meaning to cut. Right, your ka, your ra, your tha. Your ka, your ra, your tha. Kara meaning to cut. All right, kara meaning to cut.
No, don't lay down.
All right, kara meaning to cut. Kara, meaning. Next we're going to get is kathab. Alright, I do like the word kathab because we definitely need to know how to use the word kathab. Now, of course, karath is also being used, but kathab is something that we definitely need to learn. Does anybody know what kathab may mean? Anybody know what kathab may mean? Kathab? Anybody want to give it a guess? Like a kathab? Kathab.
No.
Kathab. Alright, kathab. Kathab. Alright, kathab meaning to write. Alright, to write. As if I'm writing something, kathab. This is your ka, this is your tha, this is your ba in the paleo. This is your ka, this is your tha, this is your ba. Alright, in the Assyrian. You put that together, it's kathab, meaning to write. Kathab, meaning to write. So if I'm writing something, I would say I katab this paper, meaning I wrote this paper. I katab this scroll, I wrote this scroll. I katab this report, I'm writing this report. Like you would use the word katab, meaning to write. Katab, ka-atha in the ba, katab, meaning to write. Alright, katab, meaning to write. Alright, katab, meaning to write. Alright, kathab, meaning to write. Alright, kathab. Alright. I am a writer. You will say, I'm kathab. I'm a writer. All right, let's get the next one. This is my favorite. Let's get it. This is probably everyone's favorite. It's probably everyone's favorite thing to do. Alright, everyone's favorite thing to do. Let's find out. Lachama. Alright, lachama. 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 Alright, lachama. Lachama, meaning to fight. Alright, when you read this in the Hebrew, this is your la, your cha, and your ma. This is your la, your cha, and your ma. When you first read it, you lacham meaning bread. Lacham meaning bread. Alright? It is spelled the same as lacham, but it's pronounced lachama, meaning to fight. A verb. Lachama. Right? Lachama. Lachama, meaning to fight. Remember, this is your cha. This is a cha. You want to be able to pronounce a cha. Alright? I'm a real stickler on that. Alright? But it takes practice. It's almost like you're trying to cough up a loogie. You're like cha. Like you're trying to go chewy, whatever the case may be. You want to like scratch your throat. Like as if you have real bad allergies in the spring. It's cha. Cha. This is your cha. Lachama. 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 See how like lachama. Lachama. I'm saying cha. Chama. Lachama. Lachama meaning to fight. Right? Lachama meaning to fight. I like to lachama. Alright? I like to fight. Alright? You like to lachama. You like to fight. He likes to lachama. He likes to fight. He fights. I'm a fighter. Anya lachama. I'm a fighter. Or I fight. Alright? Lachama meaning to fight. Lachama meaning to fight. Right? Lachama. Lachama. Right? Lachama. Lachama. All right, let's get the next word. So lachama meaning to fight. Lacham is bread. Lachama to fight. Now there are some words that are spelled the very same and pronounced the same, but depending on the context, you'll be able to tell the difference between the words. But that comes over time. Laquak. Let's get laquak. 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 Alright, laquak. Anybody know what laquak means? Laquak. Laquak. Laquak, right? Laquak. Laquak meaning to take. All right, laquak meaning to take. Laquak meaning to take. All right, laquak meaning to take. This is going to be the last verb because a new form of verbs. All right, so I want to stop there. So laquak, laquak. This is your la. This is your qua. This is your cha. In the Paleo, this is your la, this is your qua, this is your cha. All right, in the Syrian, you put it together, it's laquak, meaning to take. So if you want to take something, all right, if you want to take something, you would say laquak, meaning to take. All right, all right, laquak. All right, laquak, meaning to take. Now, I'm going to give you guys a bonus. All right. Do you guys, who knows what a contraction is? All right. Someone tell me online, what is a contraction? What is a contraction? All right. While you guys give me that answer, I'm going to break this down. So if you want to take something, like, hey, take this over here. Or go take this, you would say, go laquak that. Go laquak car, meaning take that car. Laquak that chair, take that chair. Laquak from over take, or laquak, meaning to take. Right? I say laquak because I try to give it more emphasis. Some of us say laquak. All right, laquak is a good way to say it. Laquak. All right, but if you can't say laquak, you can say laquak. Make sure. Does anybody know what a contraction is? Someone let me know what a contraction is. What is a contraction? Anybody? What is a contraction? I'm gonna give you guys a bonus word. What is a contraction? Anybody know what a contraction is? Okay, for time's sake. All right, a contraction. A contraction is a word, but simplified to its smallest form. Like for an example, if you're taking a word or something and you're contracting it. You're making it smaller. For an example, you have do not. You have do not, right? Do not is how you would fully say do not. All right? But the contraction is don't. Everybody get that? So do not is how you would say it regularly, but don't is the contraction. Contraction meaning you're making this smaller. All right? You're making this smaller. Now the reason why I'm bringing that up, because in Hebrew, throughout the Bible, sometimes we will make things smaller, right? We will make things smaller. Certain verbs we will make smaller. We don't do this to every verb, but there are some verbs and there are some words that we make smaller. All right? Like for an example, in the Bible, in the scriptures, it is very rare, and I mean very, very rare, that you will see the whole word laquak. All right? That's why I want to bring it up. All right? This is a bonus. You're not going to see the word laquak. Even though it is a common verb. It is a common verb. And it is in the Bible a lot. But you're not going to see it fully spelled laquak. If you guys do read the Hebrew, and you guys do read the scriptures in the Hebrew, it's going to be written like this. It's going to be written like that. Lock. Alright? Lock. That's how it's going to be written. Just like that. It's not going to be laquak. It's going to be lock. Sometimes, some cases, alright? Sometimes you'll see that. You'll see lock. Yeah, you're not really going to see that. I think I've seen that maybe once. Alright? But you'll mostly see. I just wanted to put that up there. I'm not going to keep it up there for long because you definitely will see this. Lock. Alright? And lock means to take or to get. Alright? Lock meaning to get. Laquak meaning to take. They're the same word. But this is just this right here is the contraction of laquak. Everybody understand that? Lock. Alright, lock is the contraction for laquak. Everybody get that? Comment on la'ah, let me know. Lock is the contraction for laquak, meaning to take or to get. They're the same thing. Everybody understand that? So lock is the contraction. Lock is the contraction for laquak. So lock is the contraction for, alright, lock. I'll get you another one. We went over this verb already. Most High in Christ. I'm going to go over one more. But we already went over this verb. Does anybody remember what yalak means? Anybody remember what yalak means? Type it in online. Anybody online, does anybody remember what yalak means? Yalak. Yalak. What does yalak mean? What does yalak mean? Anybody remember? Anybody remember what yalak means? What does yalak mean? Anybody online? We went over this before. Yalak. Yalak means what? To go, right? Yalak means to go. So yalak means to go. You guys can still answer if you want to. But yalak means to go. Yalak means to go. Now, here we go. Before we end class, here we go. Yalak means to go. In the Bible, in our scriptures, in our records. Most High in Christ, Akwaf, give the sister a hand. Give Akwaf the Bala a hand. That is correct. Yalak means to go. Yalak means to go. So yalak, in the scriptures, in the Bible, you will rarely see yalak. It's there. Like the word does exist. And it is being said in the Bible. Like it is. It is. It's there. It is commonly used. It's most definitely commonly used, but it's not fully spelled out. We, in most cases, we contract it. So if you ever read the Bible and you come across a word that looks like this, lock, meaning to go. Alright. That's just the contraction of your lock. So it cuts off the ya in the front and would just say lock, which means to go. Alright. So in the scriptures you will see is to go. Alright. Shalom, Yabba Shem Yashab. I'll call you right after class. I'll call you right back. I want. So shalom, Yabba Shem. So yalak. So right here, this is yalak, right, which means to go. All right. This is the contraction for it. All right. This is the contraction for it. Everybody understand? Everybody get it? Kana la'a. Everybody gets it before we end class? Khan? Remember, lock is the contraction for your lock. Lock is the contraction for your lock. You'll see this in the scriptures a lot more than you'll see this. I haven't came across yet have I seen your lock fully, honestly. I've always seen it like this. Alright? Which means to stand. By the way, if you guys have any questions, y'all can ask away. Alright? Most High in Christ. If you guys have any questions, if you got any documentation, whatever the case may be, y'all got it, alright? For any brother and sister, alright, if y'all really want to learn this Hebrew, I have documents that I'll send. I have a whole bunch of paperwork and things like that. Alright? Alright? A lot of y'all brothers and sisters know how I get down. I'm serious about it. If y'all need anything, just let me know. I'll send off that, just give me your email and all that stuff, and I'll send you the documents and all of that. So with that, I say Amadim, which means to stand. Alright, men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahushua B'Katham, Yadim Matah, Sar, La'agwafian, which means turn to the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Lathan Ba'ashim Yahushua. Yadim Matah. With that, class dismissed.